Your boy de hunger and he can't you. Yeah. But if you no get money, hide your face. I hide my face. Let another man pack picking. Wow.
1, 2, 3.
The eavesdrop. Hello everyone, welcome to the eavesdrop. My name is Layefa. Thank you so much for joining me here today. How are you doing? You see what I was singing just now? I don't know if you caught it, but that song is living in my brain, in the top of my head, rent free, and it's that particular line. No get money, hide your face. I hide my face. Big up Davido for that tune right there. And the funny thing is, it's not even my favorite songs of his. Just quench that thirst because it's just been, that particular line has been playing over and over in my head. I thought, let me just listen to the tune. Maybe that will done the dance right there so that it could just have its moment. So I listened to it on the way to the school pickup, and here I am the next day. It's still living in my head rent free. How are we all doing? How are we all feeling? It's currently Friday as of the recording of this episode. The sun is sunning. The sky is blue. There are patches of, no, it's not grey. There's just, the clouds are being very nice and cloudy, fluffy clouds, nice and light. They're not offensive. It's just nice. It doesn't feel like it's going to rain today. It's a lovely day. My morning routine, something needs to happen to it. And I don't mean morning skincare routine. I'm hoping that whilst we talk through this episode, I'll get back on balance. Are you drinking anything? I've got peppermint tea as always. I'll talk about hot drinks actually later on because something funny happened yesterday. If you care to know, I'll share it anyway. But what are we rinsing? I have been rinsing Burna Boy. Just kind of like everything. And Burna Boy, we need to talk. What is happening? It's currently Friday. It is the day of Wireless. Yeah, one of the days of Wireless. One of my sisters is going, and she specifically picked this day in particular for our guy, Burna. Olua Burna, right? She picked it for him, for only now to hear that he's not performing, and he just said sorry. What's going on? Who upset my guy? I'm ready to throw fists right now. Who upset Burna Boy? Why isn't he performing? But I'm not happy with it. I'm not happy with it for my sister's sake because she's going to Wireless today, and it was out of today, or did Chris Brown perform? I think maybe this lineup was more suited for her just because my sisters are more of Afrobeats heads. They love Afrobeat. They keep my ear to the ground as well. So their youth keeps my ear to the ground in terms of what is hot before it turns commercial. So I love that for me. So hooray for me. Also, because this episode is going out on Sunday, what actually happened? Did he perform? Tell me in the comments below. Yeah, I've been loving listening to him lately, listening to him when I'm doing my walks or my light stretches or whatever. I've been really enjoying Burna Boy, and I was saying to Timmy that, you know what, Burna Boy is really taking this Afrobeats crown right about now, and it was so funny. It's one of those things where you had to be there. It turned into a huge massive debate in our household. I know for sure that my sisters are heavily into it, especially Timmy, and she's had her ear to the ground for a long time. She's been going to the WizKid shows before the O2 Arena when she was going to see WizKid when he used to dance on stage before he turned stush, before the money licked him and he was like, yo, before he started acting brand new, you know what I mean? She's had her ear to the ground for a really long time. So I was having this conversation. She was like, you know what? It's actually really true that it was always this debate between WizKid and Burna, and for a long time, WizKid. I feel like maybe because WizKid came out first. So for a long time, WizKid was really winning, really, really winning, in the Afrobeat scene. And after, the lockdown, I'm calling it the lockdown album, but what is that album called? Essence. After Essence, I don't know. And I love this new, to be fair, I like the new song that he's done with Chris Brown, but it still very much has that Essence vibe. And people that are like Afrobeats heads, all they want to do is dance. All they want to do is shake body. Like, life is hard as it is. Like, and I've started to really feel like dancing is a spiritual thing. It's a form of therapy. So I get why some people just want to go out and they just want to dance. They just want to vibe, because you're releasing so much stress, so much like toxins and all this kind of stuff. So dancing is great. And Burna Boy really jumped onto the Amapiano quite early, you know, and I don't know, he's just been winning it for me. He really has. And I get it, like African Giant, I get it, I get it. I quite like Burna Boy's tone. I like his speaking voice, I like his tone. That being said, I've just listened to the new song he's released with Ed Sheeran. It's all right. It's not a dancey one. It's given commercial, but it's fine. It's a great song. The edginess of his voice blends really well with Ed Sheeran's voice, but Ed Sheeran knows how to do that. I think, you know, it's going to get really good radio play because it gives that vibe. It's giving, oh, I'm Burna Boy and I'm trying to tap into every single genre of music. Well, it's not like he's stepped out of Afrobeat, but like in the sense that I can do the dance, I can shake body, but if you want something to just vibes and cool, you know, cool your temper, you know, it's giving that. So yay for him. It's funny how it's like double standards. Is it double standards when we're like, oh no, Ed Sheeran can jump on a Afrobeat tune, but Justin Bieber, oh hell no. And I'm not in America, but I think culturally, like some of the environments that Ed Sheeran has been in, it has benefited him to be able to tap in and out of music of Black culture. And now in reverse, it feels like it's also benefiting the Black culture, if that makes sense, the Black music industry, in the sense that, oh, he's benefited off it because it was the only scene that was giving him airtime. And now he is the star that he is. He still every now and then jumps on a collaboration or whatever. Yeah, it's all right. He's speaking pidgin a little bit. He's singing in pidgin. Pidgin only sounds sweet with a Nigerian accent. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know other countries speak pidgin English, Ghana and other countries, but it just sounds sweet. The Niger accent and the pidgin, it just goes together really, really well. Yeah. So Burna Boy is winning it for me. He's being the African giant that he is, and I'm here for it. I'm moving swiftly on. So I watched Usher's Tiny Desk, because this is leading on to, you know, what are you watching? I watched Usher's Tiny Desk, and I think as well what made it for me is the memes when he's going, watch this. And everybody's memes are so funny. I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to watch this Tiny Desk. And the memes are like it's rubbishing it, but people are just being funny, but it's a good Tiny Desk. God, Usher can sing. Usher, Raymond Usher. Hello, Usher Raymond. Hello. The guy can sing. Oh my, he sounded so fresh with a live band. It wasn't long enough. The Tiny Desk wasn't long enough. He's not old, but he's mature. Like, he's been in the industry for God knows how many years. And he sounds better. He sounds just as good, if not better. And it's like he hasn't aged. Whereas it's funny with women who have been in the industry for a long time, aside from Brandy, because Brandy sounds like I don't know if she's just a student of music, and I've spoken about this before. So aside from Brandy, other musicians who are divas, who are like female singers who have been in the industry for a while, you can hear the difference in their voice. Like, even Beyonce, like, she still has an incredible voice. Don't ever get it twisted. But you can hear the difference in her voice from young Beyonce to Beyonce of now. Mariah Carey is a huge example. I don't know if that's just because I know when Mariah Carey started, she always opened up about having, is it an issue with her sinuses or an issue with her? She had a condition which allowed her to sing those whistle notes and those high, like really high register songs, keys, notes. You know what I'm saying? When she's sung her classics and re-recorded it, she still sounds great, but it's not the Mariah Carey of back then, you know? And it's interesting because women, I'm leading on to that because women, generally speaking, like our voice changes even when it's our time of the month. So when it's our time of the month, our voice gets deeper. So it's harder to sing the higher notes. You may not, if you're an amazing singer, you may not even notice this. When a woman has a child, when she gives birth, when she has babies, her voice changes again. So I'm almost feeling like, it's the disadvantage. That's the word I want to say. The disadvantage of when you are a female singer is that you have all of these things against you, in the sense that as you're maturing, your voice is changing. If you have your monthly cycle and you have children, your voice is going to change and it will not sound as fresh as back then. Whereas I'm assuming that men, their voice doesn't age the way our voices do. And the funny thing is, you won't notice it. It's only if you really have an ear and you're like, oh yeah, I can hear the difference. Like, hear Mariah Carey singing Fantasy. You know that Fantasy remix song that I don't even know the person who did the remix, but it's wicked. I love that song. I could be a fantasy. And she's re-recorded parts of it. You can hear the difference, Mariah Carey then and now. So I'm thinking, at what point do we hear the difference in a man's voice? Because I'm assuming Usher is in his 40s or 40 or early 40s, whatever the case may be. He sounds fresh. Like, is it when he reaches 70 that we will then start to hear like his voice sounds different? Like, or is it 50? Like, at what point are we going to hear, oh, this is a man who has lived? The things that I noticed, I was like, what was in his ears? Is that what was going on there? Like, is that a stupid question? Because I was like, are those earpieces or are those really big, massive studs? I'm like, Layefa, why are you so bush? But I really want to know, like, what was going on in his ears? Were those his earpieces, or did he, bejazzle the earpieces to look like big, massive studs? Or were they big, massive studs? I'm like, why? It was just a bit of a distraction for me. I'm like, it looks great, but I was just like, what's going on? What are those things in your ears? Sounded good with a live band. It's nice also to see him not bouncing around the stage and not dancing, because obviously, he can do all the things, dancing, all the shebang, but it's nice to just see him standing and perform. Oh, it was lovely. I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. I'm probably going to watch it again. Yeah. To make references, to take notes. Yeah. That was a really great performance. And it kind of made me think, like, who would verse him? I know a lot of people say, oh, Chris Brown. And Chris Brown does have some, like, they both have bangers, but I just feel like, really? I'm a little bit like, I don't know. Like, maybe it's just because of the age difference. I feel like Chris Brown is not on his level, but they've both got the hits, They both do have the hits on hits. The hits, and they both have that nostalgia factor a little bit, even though Usher's nostalgia is a bit older than Chris Brown's. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not too, but I do feel like, who's gonna verse him? Who? Everyone's saying Chris Brown, and I'm just a little bit like, I'm not sure he's good enough. Is not that he's, and that's not saying that he's bad, because he's amazing, like talented, right? And leading on from the verses, I finally caught up with the Mario and Omarion verse. I actually wanted to talk about that last week, but I got caught off guard because of somebody's random comment, which led me on to a bit of a rant, But I want to talk about Omarion and Mario. I did not know that Omarion could not sing. Hey! Now, I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched the highlights, clips. I saw some commentary. I was shocked. He's giving sex appeal. He brought out a flipping watermelon on stage. He was doing too much. He was doing too much. And there's Mario just singing, I want to know your name, man. Oh, and Mario doesn't even have as many hits as Omarion, but wow. Like, and it seemed a little bit catty, a little bit petty. Some of the things that were going on stage. Even Tank came on stage to come on. Tank couldn't rescue Omarion from the carnage that was happening. But brother, oh my God. I even forgot to mention, this is how you know when you don't say things on time. Ray J. Wow. Like, Ray is you too. I didn't know that Ray J, like, and obviously I know he's not Brandy but your sister is the vocal Bible. Your sister is the vocal Bible. Ray J. What happened? It shocked. Like, he tried to bring all these people out on stage and none of them could help him. Tank, who's the only, like, Tank. Okay, because it happened a while ago and I haven't watched it I haven't rewatched any of the clips. Tank, from my recollection, is the only person who he brought on stage who could sing. Who could sang. Oh no, not Brandy taking pictures at the back like a proud mummy, and Ray J just making a mess of things. My guy, just take your child to bed. Just put the child to bed. You know, life isn't fair, isn't it? Life isn't fair. And music industry is one of those industries that you see a pure example of that. Like, generally speaking, it's businessmen looking for how they can make the most money. It's not about the most talented. It's like, who looks like a star? Who could we make sound like a star, even if they don't sound like a star? But, and it goes again to that, you know, that question of like, do you need to be able to sing to be a singer or an R&B singer? Because I'm talking about the R&B genre when I'm referring to Omarion and Mario. Like, do you need to be, you don't. Unfortunately, it's like, who cares? What talent? What's that? Who's she? Who's her? You know, especially in the UK, like, God, if I speak, people will just like, there's certain things in the UK, like, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. Let me keep my mouth quiet. She sips tea. Let's just say, not all things are equal. Not all hands are equal. Things are never equal. It was cringy to watch. Talking of watching things, yeah. Like, I've tried not to talk about things that are political. It's really hard when you live in a black woman's body not to talk about things that are political, because your existence alone is political. Like, oh my goodness, especially when you are in certain spaces, like, it's just political. But just because life is hard, and, you know, we've all been through a rough time, including myself, you know, we've all been through a rough time. So with my content, I'm trying to keep it light and breezy and not try to get too deep. But it is the day after the night before, and Boris Johnson has left the building. Now, the reason why I'm mentioning this is because his speech, did anybody watch his speech? Oh my goodness. Just check it out on YouTube if you like. When I tell you, I was so confused. Like, it was making me laugh. I was like, you would have thought that he won an Oscar or a Grammy or a BAFTA. I want to thank the staff. My guy, they've sacked you. Pack your bags and get out of here. Get out of here. He's saying thank you. He's not normal. He's not normal. Like, how? He's I want to thank this. I want to thank that. My friend, they said they want you gone. If you don't just shut up your mouth and get out of here. That's all I wanted to touch on. That's all. I found it very funny. Sometimes, if you don't laugh, you'll cry, isn't it? This is not something that I will cry about, mind you. But I just found it rather I found it rather interesting how it was. And then you know what was funny after watching his, because it was doing too much after, because I didn't finish watching his resignation speech. I went back and I watched Theresa May's resignation speech, and you know when she was crying, and it was just like don't feel sorry for her. But this is if I say that poverty is a sin, they'll say that I'm saying too much, but I think I might leave that for another episode. Look out for the episode called Poverty is a Sin. I don't know when it's coming out, but it's the fact you're feeling sorry for this woman. She's all right, she's gonna be fine. She's crying for who? It's fine. She's still got a roof over, she's still in the money, she is where the money resides. It's fine. But if she was a poor woman crying, my God. Anyway, so I watched that one. And then after that, I even went back to watch David Cameron's speech. And you know what? I rate him. Because the referendum, he was the one who got us in this mess in the first place. If we have to deep it, and this is me not trying to talk about politics, but it was funny. He was just like, right, this referendum has happened. Things didn't go according how I would have liked it to go. So I can't back it in it. I cannot back the thing. So you're going to need a prime minister who can back the thing. I respect it. The world is mad on various levels. I mean, there are things that have happened, even things in the States that I just don't want to touch on because life is heavy. And I actually did write a blog post, but I didn't post it because I was just like, not everyday sadness. So talking about not everyday sadness, yesterday I had a nice day, and I really want to share it with you a little bit because I thought that I would be able to produce the podcast and still create like YouTube content, like vlogs and hair videos and all that stuff like that, like all together. I'm saying all together. Am I making sense? Let me start again. So having started this podcast, and when I got into the swing of things, I thought that I would also be able to continue making vlogs, because you know that I stopped vlogging and I said I wasn't going to go back to it, but then I got to a space when I was like, actually I'm in a good space, I can start again. And I thought it would be like, something that you would get 2 pieces of content a week, but just because of other responsibilities in life and life be lifing, I couldn't commit to it. So just see this podcast, whether you are listening on streaming platform or you're watching on YouTube, just see this as like this could be your replacement for the Life by Layefa vlogs. I don't know, something like that. So anyway, I want to share with you a little bit of my life, since I thought that I would have had a vlog up, but I don't, because I'm busy in these streets. So it sounds really ridiculous because yesterday was the epitome? Is that the word I want to use? I've probably said it wrong. Please excuse me, correct me. And I'm sure some smarty pants is going to correct me in the comments of sort of soft life. So yesterday, after the school drop off, I went to a life drawing class. Very, very me. Trust me. I'm artsy fartsy to the core. Trust me. So yesterday I went to a life drawing class, and it was really, I was excited about it, but then I got there and I felt a little bit stressed because I was like, oh, this is actually a little bit, I feel like I'm about to enter an art exam because I did art for GCSEs. I thought, why does this feel all seriously? I'm supposed to enjoy it. So if any of you don't know what life drawing is, it's like you have a model. The model is naked, and you have these people like myself, artists, wannabe artists, amateurs, whatever the case may be, just drawing the model in different poses and different positions and stuff like that. So that sounds weird. Ignore poses, not positions, poses. So I spent the first half of the morning doing that, and it was really, really nice. But I'll tell you what is funny. So that morning, I had a coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. You've never heard me say, I have a coffee. I'm not a coffee drinker. If I'm drinking coffee, trust me, fire is on the mountain. It's because I have a deadline or I haven't slept and I need to stay awake. Trust me, I am not a coffee drinker. So I was like, yeah, I'll have a mocha. Come and see me. Wow. And this was like, and I slept well the night before, so there's no need. And just let me just give you a proper understanding of the person you're listening to, right? So I don't drink coffee usually because I'm a herbal tea drinker. I don't really, yeah. Only if fire is on the mountain, then I'll drink coffee. So I drank coffee, and I'm an extrovert, yeah? So at one point I thought that, oh, maybe I'm an ambivert because I spend a lot of time by myself and I'm used to my own company. But having a conversation with my sister, she's like, you are not an ambivert, you're an extrovert, trust me. And I was like, you're probably right. You're probably right. And I've been like this since childhood, right? So I'm an extrovert, right? Which means I get energy from socializing, yeah? I can be in other people's space and I will get energy from socializing. And it's to a point now that after socializing, I've got so much energy that I can feel my body buzzing. I will say, please, it's really weird. Comment if you're watching on YouTube. Tell me I'm not the only person who experiences this, but it's really weird. It's like I've got too much energy now. So after socializing, so maybe I've been out for the day or a night out and I've had such a good time, and I'm literally, I could feel it in my fingertips. My whole body is buzzing. It's like electricity running through me, and it's like there's too much energy and I need to release it, but I don't know how to. And my body just starts buzzing, right? And I'm excited and whatever. So that happens to me a lot, right? And I don't know if it's with age. I've just noticed it with age. I don't know what has happened because I never noticed it as a child, but I'm very aware of it now. So I've just spent a morning socializing, and I'm better on a one-to-one basis. I can do small crowd. Well, actually, I can't do small crowds. I prefer, but I'm better on a one-to-one. Like, talk to me one-on-one. You're gonna love me. You are going to enjoy me. That's if I like you anyway. You're gonna enjoy me. So I'm socializing, especially if I'm meeting somebody that I'm spending time with somebody that I don't really know. I'm meeting somebody new, and I like meeting new people, talking to different people, bit chit chat, that kind of stuff. I love it. So I'm buzzing from socializing because I'm an extrovert. Then on top of that, I drank coffee. Yeah. When I tell you, your girl, I was like, I didn't sleep last night. I did not sleep. I didn't sleep last. But this was coffee that I had in the morning. It was probably like 9:30, 10 o'clock when I drank that coffee. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 3 p.m. That's 1,500 hours. Your girl is buzzing. I'm on fire. I'm shaking. I don't know what to do with the energy. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is I'm like I can only describe it as being like a child who's had a sugar rush. Literally a child who's had a sugar rush. And usually, generally speaking, say like, especially if I've done something during the day, I've been working during the day, pick the kids up from school, usually by 6 p.m. on a regular basis, and I think this is just a motherhood thing or a parenthood thing, especially if you don't necessarily have help, by 6 o'clock, there might be a certain time of the day, my day is 6 o'clock, by 6 o'clock in the evening, I'm finished. As in, like, I'm running on autopilot. I'm not even running on autopilot. I'm just running on, like, my battery is low. There's no energy. That's me usually. But yesterday, 6 o'clock, I was still on fire. And my kids, I took them swimming. Then there was a spin class that I wanted to go to. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. So we were I took the kids to the park after swimming. Usually I'm done. I've got no energy. I want to go home. No, took the kids to the park. I'm relaxing in the park. I just want to chill. I want to be outside. I want to release this energy because I've got so much of it. We've had like a picnic after swimming. So when I say picnic, it's black people's version of picnic. We ordered food. We got food, yeah, and proper food, and we had it in the park, and that was their dinner. It was really nice. And we were out there until after 8 o'clock. And you know, when it's like summertime, the sun stays out longer. So 9 p.m. it's still sunny. It's probably like 10 p.m. before it gets dark, right? So that's the season we're in currently. So it's sunny. And if it wasn't for Isaac needing to go to the toilet, and it wasn't a number one, it was a number two, just in case you cared to know too much information, I would have stayed out there. Yeah, I was buzzing. Then my sister comes home, and it's like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. I'm still buzzing. When will I sleep? So I thought, okay, let me do something productive. Let me try and channel this energy and actually do something. So I opened my laptop. And I was up till late, but it wasn't until like I started doing stuff on my laptop, and then that's eventually after doing the work, then I started feeling tired, and I kind of fell asleep on my laptop a little bit. And it's a habit that I'm trying not to do, because I've been through that period of like really trying to hustle and trying to work. And I'm like, 10 years later, I don't know how it's benefited me. I'm like, sometimes it's not about working hard, it's about working smart. So I'm not saying that I don't want to work hard anymore, but it's just like certain things haven't reaped how I would have liked it to. Anyway, all of that to say that yesterday your girl was high. I was high like a kite. High. I was high. I was like, oh, don't do that again. Why you drink? And who sent me to drink coffee? I think because it was offered to me. I was like, yeah, I'll have a mocha. Girl, you don't drink coffee. Don't do that. Don't do that ever again. But yeah, that's a little story time. Very, very funny. Let me know. Are you an extrovert? Are you an introvert? Are you an ambivert? Tell me, do you experience that, what I've explained to you? Like, after socializing with people, and this is generally after socializing with people and I've enjoyed myself, then I'm buzzing, because it's interesting. Like, I'm an ambivert, I'm an extrovert in the sense that I get energy from socializing, but also socializing is exhausting. Socializing is exhausting. Like, it's a weird one. It's like, oh, I'm tired now. So you have to leave, or you have to know when to sign out at the right time. So then you don't just, wow, I just totally got distracted. Sorry, guys, if you know what's going on. There's nothing really going on in the background, but yeah. Let me know. I'd love to hear. Just comment below. Ambivert, extrovert, introvert. Have I been saying ambivert and extrovert when I meant to say introvert? Let's define these words. Okay. Introvert being that you get energy from spending time by yourself, right? Introvert. Ambivert, you're a bit of both, right? Energy, spending time by yourself or outside with other people socializing. Extrovert is being that you like spending time. You get energy from people, from socializing. You know, it's interesting. People always like get the meanings a little bit confused. Like, people think if you're an introvert that you're shy, and it's not necessarily the case. And people think that if you're an extrovert, you're not shy. Don't get it twisted. I have shy tendencies. I do. And not intentionally. And I'm a grown woman. At a grown woman age, you kind of think like, what are you doing being shy? But like, if you are a shy person, you can get that way. But yeah, and I think also it depends if you're in a comfortable environment and, you know, all the rest of it. Every certain things have to be in play. So yeah, that was me yesterday. I don't know if I want to talk about any more stuff, but I had a great time. The life drawing was really funny. It was really interesting. I might post a little bit of it. Like, I might do a short day in the life, like type vlog on my TikTok. That's a little thing. I'm saying TikTok like I'm TikToking. I'm really not. And sometimes I'm like, oh yeah, but yeah, it's my sisters, isn't it? What can I say? It's like when you have young blood around you, it's it will keep you young. It will keep, because you're in the know, you've got your ear to the ground. And even vice versa, when you have like mature people around you, you have a sense of maturity. And that being said, also, I want to just say, right, that I'm allergic to BS. And I think a lot of people are, but like my tolerance is so low. I'm allergic to BS. Like some people, without me saying anything, you're doing too much, so stop it, right? They'll never know that I'm talking about them, but that's neither here nor there. Also, just want to say things because I feel like I'm wrapping up now. Next week there may not be an episode, okay? Because certain things are happening, so I don't want to come and kill myself. But you know, if God is on the throne, well, God is always on the throne, but you know, you might get an episode, but there is an 85% chance that there will not be an episode next week. 85%, okay? Right? 85% chance that there will not be an episode because certain things are in play and I have to prioritize. I have to move my energy elsewhere. I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't mean podcasting. I just mean creating content in general. And even when people say certain things, I'm like, if only you knew. If only you knew, you know? But yeah, so sometimes I have to move my energy elsewhere because money have to make. Do you get me? So let me do that, and there may not be an episode next week. Hopefully there'll be one, but look out for it because I don't want to say there's not an episode and there is an episode, but I'm just letting you know now because last time I disappeared for like 3 months and I didn't say anything. And I did say at the beginning of this season 3, I did say that this would be the most sporadic and inconsistent season because I knew that things would come up. Being aware, you know, just being very aware. And I'm trying to keep you in the loop and just say, look, next week you may not see me all, so just manage yourself. And also, so these episodes generally they go up 1 p.m. on a Sunday afternoon, right? Now I started making this podcast during the lockdown and nobody was doing anything, so it made sense. Like nobody's going anywhere, nobody's even going to church, you know, at the time, or they were doing online church or whatever. Was it during the lockdown? We were coming out, kind of. I can't remember, something like that. Anyway, it was during something anyway, and I'm kind of thinking like algorithmically if I should change the time. Let me know, what are your thoughts? I might keep it the same, it doesn't matter, but what time? You know what you should do actually? Help me help myself. Tell me what time and what day of the week do you usually tune in? That will be helpful for me. I may just keep it the same, but I was thinking, should I move it later because now it's summer, and people are outdoors. Everybody wants to be outside. A lot of people tend to listen whilst they're working, and that's a weekday thing. Just share with me your thoughts. It may stay the same. Anyway, I've spoken too much. I've said so much. I hope I haven't run over my time for too long. Thank you so much for listening. Comment along. I love to read your comments. You can DM me, I suppose. I don't know what you want to DM me for, but yeah. Comment along. If you're watching, and even if you're not watching, subscribe to my YouTube channel, Love Layefa, anyway. And thank you for listening to the Eavesdrop. Until the next one. Bye. The Eavesdrop.